Welcome to the last session of the S9729 sew along. Y'all, we are on the home stretch. I'm gonna start off with a picture. I think it's easier to see and visualize and understand if you see everything together. So you want to sew the side seams of the front and back skirt. Oh, I should probably mention in this video, we will be making view C, which is the half slip. Okay, so first step is to sew the side seams of the front and back skirt. Straight stitch. If you have a serger, serge it. You will also sew the lace trimming at the long ends using a straight stitch. It is the same application that you've used to sew the lace trimming on the dress. You will also sew the long ends of the casing as well as the elastic. In the next video portion, I will give you a closer look at that, but at least you can see it, everything all sewn up and how it's gonna lay out and how you're gonna sew it together. All right, so here's a closer up of that picture. The elastic, you want to sew one long end, 1/4 inch seam allowance, back stitch at beginning of the end. Same thing with the casing. One note about the elastic that goes around the waist. Everybody's waist varies. Some people have teeny tiny waists, some people have bigger waists compared to their hips. So I suggest before, even though there's a pattern piece for this, wrapping this around your waist or where you intend to wear it, and using that as your measurement for it. You just wanna make sure that it is definitely smaller than your casing. You will also sew the long ends of the lace trimming, same way, 1/4 inch seam allowance. I didn't serge this. I did the same thing as I pushed the seam allowances to one side, and I just did a top stitch because the serger would probably eat that up. So yeah, and then for the skirt, I don't think I can show this whole thing on camera, but you will sew the side seams and then serge it if you have a serger. Okay, it is like 2 steps, this skirt, so easy. I'm gonna start off with the easier step. So you are going to sew the lace trimming to the bottom edge of the skirt, same way that you did to the dress. Okay, so now for the casing, how to apply the elastic waistband with the casing. So what I like to do is I like to align. Now there are several ways that you can apply this. I'm just showing you one way, is that I am lining up the seam allowances on the casing as well as the elastic. And then I'm folding it in half. Now the elastic on the inside is going to be smaller. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be sheared or gathered. And I'm gonna pin that. And I'm gonna put this into quarters. So here is half, and then here is a 1/4. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the casing, is to split it up in quarters. I probably should have done this before I pinned the one edge, but you can do it afterwards. Okay, so here is the finished waistband. Now my waist is really small, so I have a lot of shearing here or gathering, but you might have a wider waist that it doesn't have a lot of gathering. I finished it with a serge on the inside, and then I also added little tacks going up and down to prevent the elastic from tunneling or twisting inside. And then the bottom hem, I attach it the same way as I did on the dress, added a understitch, serged on the inside, and that is it. So the skirt is really quick and simple, the half slip. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the sew along for the S9729 and that this is the first of many S9729s.